is Ron's and Modern Gods. I'm John.
And I'm Richard.
And we're back. Sorry, we were lazy on Friday. What am I going to say? Getting ready for the big sports ball game over the weekend.
Yeah. Go Ohio sports team.
Go teams. LA team involved as well. You should go, please. Hey, if you are not following us on Facebook and Instagram, why not do that at Ron's and Modern Gods? Give us a like, subscribe to our channel if you're watching this on YouTube. Or if you really feel inspired, you can leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Today, we're talking about the best part of Super Bowl weekend, and that was the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness trailer. Our reactions, what we saw, what we think we saw, what we hope we saw, what we are just blitzed out of our mind and probably saw, whether we existed or not. We're going to cover it all. We also have the 25-year rule, underrated books of the week. But first, our hot book of the week, talking about trailers, Richard. It is.
Yes. Yeah, our hot book of the week this week is Moon Knight #1, the 1980 series. This is Moon Knight's first solo series. His first appearance, of course, was in Werewolf by Night #32. This book has kind of been around, obviously, forever, since 1980. But it's been one of those books that's I see a lot in collections. I see a lot in long boxes. At least I used to 5 years ago. Nowadays, it's this book and She-Hulk #1 were books that all day long you could buy for $10 to $20.
They were in quarter bins.
Yeah, I don't know how many times in collections I got issues 1 through 4 of Moon Knight, and I've sold them on live sales. Just for not for the value prices that they're bringing nowadays. This book is really on fire because, of course, the TV show is coming out in the end of March. There's a lot of hype because of the trailers that Marvel is dropping are amazing. So right now, this book is going for some astronomical money. A 9.8. This is the direct 9.8. Goes it has a 90-day of $963. It had a high sale of $1,350. The newsstand, which is decidedly the book that people want to gravitate to, the 90-day is $1,400 for that book, and I did not see what the high sale was. But yeah, this book is on fire. I could have literally had a stack of 10, 20 of these books if I had thought about actually saving the ones I came across.
I remember buying this book off the newsstand of the local convenient food mart in LaGrange, Ohio, when it came out, and it was exciting. Bill Sienkiewicz was a new talent at Marvel. He was drawing exactly like Neil Adams at the time, which didn't hurt. But it was kind of a first issue for younger comic readers, and by that I don't mean it was simplistic. It was like, oh, here's a #1, we can jump and get on board. And it's not like jumping in on Spider-Man at the time was on issue 200 and something. This was something that was ours, kind of like Nova back in 1976. Right. This was ours. And Moon Knight was a lot cooler than She-Hulk. She-Hulk #1 came out, and everybody went, "Really, guys?"
It's a Hulk, but it's a girl.
You protecting that trademark. This is how you're going to do it. So it was a really popular book at the time, and then sales kind of went down, and it ended up going direct sales only for the remainder of its run. But yeah, this book was out there. It was not scarce at all. It is not scarce at all. Maybe it's scarce in high grades now because nobody gave a crap about it for so long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder, another book I put in the same category as Rom #1. I wonder if that's a book. Now, we've got She-Hulk spiking. We've got Moon Knight spiking. Does that mean Rom is going to spike?
Rom's already seen some growth. The problem with Rom is it's owned by Hasbro. So Hasbro has made it clear over and over again they won't allow Marvel to do anything with the character. They're not allowed to reprint stories with Rom in them. That's why when you see like collections of Marvel 2-in-1, the issue with the Thing and Rom is skipped over. And it's a bummer because they've tried to do stuff with Rom with other comic companies. And frankly, in Micronauts, same deal. Who gives a crap? They want Brandy. They want, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Brandy, Starshine. They want all the Space Knights. They want the Dire Wraiths. They don't want a reimagined Rom. We want the Rom Bill Mantlo gave us.
We do. But you know what? It's not like Disney doesn't have money. Just buy Hasbro.
Yeah, really. Give us all some time. Speaking of money that Disney has to throw around, how about a Super Bowl commercial or two for Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse of Madness? We both saw the trailer. We both have reactions to it. What do you think, Richard?
I thought it was awesome. I really think Marvel is pushing to make 2022 a hot year. We saw the trailers drop for Moon Knight and they were amazing. This trailer was just, it was just so much. It's like drinking from a fire hose. You saw a lot of you saw a lot of characters that are going to be advanced, and you saw the plot. I hope the plot looks like it's going to be pretty exciting. This is the pivotal movie for me for phase 4 of the MCU. This movie is going to spawn so much excitement and so many storylines. I think it's going to be a really, really good movie.
I think it's an obvious thing to say, but Sam Raimi directed this. It looks like Sam Raimi directed this. I kept waiting for Ash to show up with a chainsaw on one hand. Got that Evil Dead kind of. It looks like a horror movie. Good horror movie. Which I was like, okay, I'm down with this. There's a lot happening here. There's some things that you look at and they seem really obvious, and then you start second guessing yourself and going, wait, is that obvious? I'll give you an example. The shot of the bull creature with the horns from behind. I see that and I go, oh, that's Rintrah. He's Doctor Strange's apprentice from the comics. And then I stop and I think, wait. Is that Bova? The Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver's bovine mother from Wundagore? So I start second guessing myself. The obvious thing, it's Rintrah. There's an action figure already announced. But I would love to be fooled or surprised. I think we all agree that was fellow cue ball Patrick Stewart's voice as Professor X with the Illuminati.
Yes, you should have heard me when I heard his voice. I squealed like a schoolgirl.
Yeah, okay, they can't do the same Illuminati as the comics. They can't. Yeah, we've never seen Namor. We haven't seen Reed Richards in the MCU yet, or maybe they just go for it. So, any guesses? Avengers 7 is obviously spiking as we speak on eBay. The first appearance of the Illuminati.
Oh my God, I watched that because as soon as the trailer hit, I immediately went to eBay, and when something's hot because you see a bunch of auctions with 6 days, 23 hours on them. Yeah. So I did buy a 9.8 for $300, and they're going for around $400 now on eBay.
Has your 9.8 been delivered?
No, it has not.
Okay, you think you bought it for $300? The cancellations roll in.
Yeah. It's to me, it's more of a spec book. If I have to deal with it, I'll deal with it. But I think the spec for the Illuminati is going to go on fire. Like you say, it's difficult to see how they can do the Illuminati from the comic books, but you also have to remember time itself is a victim of this whole thing. So they could do the characters from future movies, reveal them kind of beforehand, and then flesh out their stories when you get to Fantastic Four the first movie. So I think
tradition though for this movie.
It is.
You see an amphibious dude with pointy ears and wings on his ankles and you don't know who he is, you're going to be like, what? Why are people excited about this?
Yeah, but I have a lot of confidence in Marvel trying to titillate the fans.
Do we what? I'm sorry.
they are really playing towards what the fans want, at least so far. So I'm excited to see what's coming. We did see a lot of characters in there. We saw potentially Professor X. We saw really briefly Captain Marvel. We saw some more shots of America Chavez.
Definitely, it can't be anyone else.
Yeah, Mordo was in there, and of course Wong was there. So I think it's going to be really cool.
I like the notes that you have here that I had to add. You said in the notes, "Oh, Captain Marvel," and I had to add next to it, or was that Nova? Because I thought it was Nova.
Oh, I never even thought. Oh my goodness!
There are 3 glowing lights.
Oh my God!
Again, maybe I'm just being super excited for no reason, but I would love for it to be Richard Rider, Nova.
I'll take either one.
I'll take Richard Rider. Human Rocket. The Scarlet Witch with the evil Scarlet Witch. Is it a zombie Scarlet Witch? We've been playing with Marvel Zombies and What If.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Darkhold that's still out there. Don't forget about the Darkhold people. Interesting. Avengers 7. Thank you to Steven from Minor Keys Comics for selling me a super minty copy about 2 years ago. And I can't believe we have to wait until May 6th.
I can't either. I think it's going to be, speculation is going to go rampant between now and the next trailer. So if you are looking to spec on things, obviously Avengers 7 is good. Always X-Men #4, the first appearance of Scarlet Witch, but that book is just astronomical in terms of value.
X-Men #4, I sold that like 4 years ago.
Who'd have known,
I know I say these things on the podcast all the time, and I'm like, why do I admit these things? But it just shows you guys, you just never know what's going to pop or what's going to be announced. I mean, did anybody see an America Chavez movie or appearance coming?
No.
And if you say yes, you're a liar. It's just, I don't know.
And I have to say, at the same time, DC released a trailer, kind of.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was interesting. It was a bunch of shots from their upcoming movies for 2022. What I was really watching was Black Adam. And, we got another glimpse. They're doing it like a frame at a time. We got another glimpse of The Rock in his spray-on costume.
Yeah, you got what I'm excited about. If it's real, I think it's real. Dr. Fate.
Yes.
You got Hawkman.
Yes.
Are those legit stills? Are those from Warner?
They are a part of Black Adam and Adam Smasher as well.
Yes. All right. I just, if I was DC, I'd be bummed right now because Doctor Strange just ate the Batman's lunch.
Yeah.
Pushed him down the stairs and said, "Tell your mom."
We'll see. I think, if they do it right and they position Black Adam correctly, because he is potentially he's more powerful than Superman. If they position him correctly, he could be the catalyst for a whole new generation of DC movies that can kind of put behind them some of the moribund movies that they've had here in the past 3 or 4 years.
They've had they've had a lot of buzz with Peacemaker on. Let's give them Peacemaker.
That's good. Yes, Peacemaker has been enjoyable. Yeah,
well, and fun, and everything we wanted this stuff to be. And can I give it up for Peacemaker for the color palette. Thank you. It is not brown and gray and raining the entire time.
Yes.
I still love Doom Patrol. I want to give it up for Doom Patrol. It doesn't have the buzz it had when it was on DC Universe, which is weird. It's almost like it got lost when it got moved over to HBO Max. Maybe it was a big fish, little pond situation for season one. But, DC's coming around. I'll be a little more understanding and generous.
We'll see. I just submitted books to CGC for grading, and out of the 36 books, one's a DC book.
Well, I think I had slightly more in my submission, but because I had submitted things like the first Mademoiselle Marie, those count. They're DC books, right? Oh, well, you're talking about Black Adam being the hero for another generation, a new generation of people that maybe came up 25 years ago. 25 years old. Improving.
Okay. All right. It's incremental.
Little by little. The 25-year rule this week, where we go back to 1997, and we are focused on a title that started the decade off like gangbusters, one of Marvel's biggest titles, and ended the decade with a whimper. Ghost Rider, number 90. This was the first issue of a new back-to-basics approach for the Danny Ketch version of Ghost Rider. When Ghost Rider first launched in this series, Danny wore black leather, had spikes and chains. It was all about vengeance, rode that bike. The stories were dark. There was a little bit of occultism happening in the background, basically a reimagining of the 70s Ghost Rider done right. And as it went on, things got stranger. Pop Mon came on to do the art and decided he's going to go full anime. I'm surprised everyone didn't have big, huge eyes. They had big, huge boots, though. Ghost Rider started wearing moon boots and a weird blue and yellow costume that looked like a superhero costume. It was just you had Generation X guest starring along with Howard the Duck. It strayed so far from its roots that sales tumbled, and they tried to correct course here with issue 90 by bringing him back to the classic costume, getting Javier Saltares back on the art, the guy who launched the book. Unfortunately, it was too little too late, as the book would be abruptly canceled with issue number 93. In fact, the cancellation was so abrupt that issue 94, which had already been completed, sat in a drawer for 20 years. It was the conclusion of a story. People had to wait 20 years to see the conclusion when it was finally reissued as a one-shot. Now, issue 90 through 93. The sales were horrible. CGC 9.8 sold for $112 in August of 2020. That's because there's a low print run on these last few issues. In fact, this issue had a print run of just under 20,000. So there's only 20,000 of these floating around out there. Actually, if you want to be very specific, according to my Comics Buyer's Guide book, there are 19,984 of this book flopping around. So there's a reason why Ghost Rider 90 through 93 command a premium when they do show up in high grade.
Excellent.
You were long gone at this point, weren't you?
I was long gone. I was not. But then again, I was never a huge Ghost Rider fan, so it wasn't like something that I was collecting on at any real time. So
you never saw the anime-inspired Ghost Rider art?
Blissfully, no, I did not.
Oh, man. I can't imagine anybody new coming on and going, wow, this is cool. And I can't imagine any of the hardcore Ghost Rider fans seeing this and saying, wow, this is cool. It just seems so misguided and weird. And oh, the 90s. What a time. Well, let's move on to our underrated books of the week. Richard, what do you have? Oh, gosh, I'm shocked.
Yeah, this is a safe pick for me. I'm a huge Dr. Doom fan, so I Dr. Doom's first appearance is Fantastic Four number 5, which even at a 1.0 is going for around 6,807K for a 1.0. His second appearance, which is Fantastic Four number 6, is going at 1.0 is going for $900. These are low grade books. The barrier to entry is really, really high. If you're looking for some affordable books that have Dr. Doom on the cover, there are some books out there. There's a run of books, number 57, number 58, and number 60, which has some heat because in number 60 he steals Silver Surfer's powers. So if that's a storyline that they take with Doom, that could be an interesting book to have. But Doom is coming.
Current splash page of Doom surfing.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. These books are all you can get. Low grade. You can get them for $25 to $40. They all feature Doom on the cover, and they're, I think, just good books to have. High grades go for about $100 raw. If you get to the 9.4 and above, they can be expensive just because these books weren't really collected, and the number of 9.6, 9.8s out there are pretty small. But like I said, you can get into this book for $25 to $40. I just bought a mid-grade one on one of Elite Comics 11's live sales for $50, I think it was. Oh. And yeah, they're fun books to have. 57, 58, and number 60. 59 does not have Doom on the cover, but this is a good spot in terms of buying Fantastic Four books because these are all just good books to have in your collection.
And Dr. Doom went surfing that very can't beat that. Come on.
Yeah, now there's rumors about Black Panther 2, about Namor and Dr. Doom making some kind of appearance. Now, I just see that being hard to believe we'll get them both in that movie. But, again, once he's actually revealed to be in the MCU, all these books, all these Fantastic Four books with him on the cover are going to see a spike.
Kevin Feige, I beseech thee, please recreate Dr. Doom surfing. Coming MCU movie, please. I will. I'll give you $1. All right. My pick for underrated book of the week is Wolverine number 27. Richard, do you know this book? It's a classic Jim Lee cover.
Yes, I do recognize this book. Yeah.
It's got him leaping towards the reader, and it's simple but effective. It's kind of based on a panel he drew in Uncanny X-Men. It's basically the same pose, but it just seems to be under the radar. You have some of the covers in this run that fetch a premium, like, of course, issue 1, issue number 8 with Joe Fixit, that classic Wolverine Deadpool cover where, Deadpool's skewering him. But no one seems to be giving this one some love. It's Jim Lee. It's Wolverine. What's not to love? There is a crazy story inside, not by Jim Lee, but by John Buscema, where Wolverine gets, he gets acid thrown in his face, he loses his memory, he gets shot in the head, which causes him to regain his memory, and that's just the first 2 chapters. It is a CGC 9.8 of this sold for $260 last month. However, a newsstand variant in 9.8 of Wolverine number 27 sold for $750 hairs in April of last year. So if you got a newsstand version of this book, you're sitting on some coin.
Yeah, I'm surprised this book it hasn't gotten more love. I mean, it to me is one of those iconic covers that just features Wolverine and doing what Wolverine does best, and
it's pretty.
It ain't gonna no. So if we see him, again, this Wolverine's just like Doom in that his big books are really big. Hulk 181, for example, is just massive, and it's not a book you buy, just on lark. But this book is something that you could buy for a reasonable amount of money, and it's in that list of Wolverine keys, and you could make some money. You're not going to make $10,000 you could make off of Hulk 181, but you're still going to be able to potentially make a profit off of it.
Well, if you're someone like, I don't know, Vivi, and you're looking for covers to do and books, do this. Uncanny X-Men 170 first.
I saw that.
Come on. All right, enough of that. All right. Do it for us this week. Thank you guys all for joining us. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. More fun there, and we will catch you next time. Thanks, Richard.
Thanks, John. Everybody stay safe.